Factually.
For certain. Is there anything you know with 100% certainty?
Well,
I'm asking you now.
okay.
Just take a moment. Take a deep breath. What do you know?
I'm breathing.
just for a moment, take a deep breath. What do you know for certain, if anything?
I know that I'm alive.
Okay. And what is that being alive? Is it a concept?
No.
What is that?
What I'm being with the moment.
Yeah.
Being
alive. You are alive. I'm alive right now. Is that a concept?
No, it's not a concept. It's just I really feel alive.
That's the experience, you see? See, what you know for certain is the experience of being alive, right? The only thing for certain, right? If I'm wrong, let us know in your comments. Let us know what you experience for certain. With 100% certainty. So, experience of being alive, just the experience itself. I mean, wouldn't you see for yourself? I don't want to say, would you agree with that? No, see it for yourself. Everything we are here together not to bring arguments, because arguments are conceptual. So argument bring another argument and that everything is gone. You know, it's about witnessing. It's about being aware.
It's about feelings, about experience.
I'm looking right now at my own mind. You are looking right now at your own mind. So, and then what you can do is just to see to admit, to acknowledge what's true for you, not for me, not what I'm asking you to acknowledge. It's true. What's true for you? Is it true for you that you always had an experience of being alive? You never experienced
not being alive.
Yeah.
I never experienced not being alive.
You never experienced
yes.
non-experience.
Yes.
Right?
So
there always was the experience.
That's the only thing that seems to be
So what I'm saying, I'm not talking about the content of experience. The content of experience is always different, right? Well, now we
not
are
conditional on the experience, but just the experience. So it's a very fine line, seems like.
So it's like there's a context and there's a content.
We're talking about, so I feel the context of being alive. Now I feel like my fullest joy is when I lose the thoughts about my particular circumstances, you know, like what I feel today, what happened today, what I failed at, or what I worried about too much, and, you know, my physical pains or my mental disturbances, and I feel like sometimes I'm lost in the experience of the moment, and it just feels so, just suddenly you feel like, oh my God, like this breath of fresh air, like it just feels like, my God, you feel lost and it's so good. Just, you know, some moments in the day, few and far in between sometimes, but that feeling of just pure joy starts pouring in, and it's like a jolt of just feeling it. So would you say that's the only way?
Well, as we are paying attention right now to our mind. So what we might see there is there's something there which always been there. And it's so much always being there that it's like water for fish, you know? It's almost impossible to notice, you know, because it's always there, right? It's like a space of the room. How can we notice the space of the room? Do we notice space? No, we notice furniture, we notice ceiling, we notice walls.
Or we walk on earth, you know, we don't notice the earth.
Yeah,
or space.
But the space.
Yeah.
The space itself. Without space, there is no room. If you have a room, you can bring furniture into the room, you can replace furniture, you can there. But the room, the space is there, right? So think about, look at your mind in the same way. There's a space of the mind, right? And your thoughts and experiences are like furniture, right? You bring them in, you bring them out, you know. So, right? But the space of your mind is always there. So there experience, the experience of something always there.
Is always there.
Of something, you know. You never experience
nothingness.
There's nothingness there. No, something is there. Even when you sleep, your dreams are there, you know. So, and you will say, well, one time I was in the surgery room and under anesthesia, I didn't feel anything at all. No, you didn't. The moment you close your eyes, the moment you open your eyes. So saying that all these 2 hours passed, they said 2 hours I was unconscious. No, you was not unconscious.
You were not unconscious?
Yeah, you weren't unconscious, right? Your consciousness was from the moment you fell asleep to the moment you woke up. You didn't experience unconsciousness, that's the point. You didn't experience it. It doesn't exist for you. Whatever you doesn't experience, you just take it word of other people. So you were there. So now you trust other people as a concept. You are recreating for yourself. Yeah, I was there for 2 hours. No, you weren't there for 2 hours. You know. So time wasn't there for you. For those people, there was time, but not for you. So you see how it's very nuanced, yet it's very simple. Very simple and very accessible. Because after all, it's your mind. You know, it's your own mind, not someone else's.
Yeah.
So
it's up to us.
As soon as but you see, the conceptual self, the false self, the self, your identity as a person, right? You feel it now, like, I'm a person, right? I'm this, you know. And when you look at the mirror, you see yourself, right? And it's just not true. It's yourself, your false self is playing a game with you, you see? Your false self, it's like the game of life, which I mentioned at the beginning. We are born into the game of life.
Yeah.
And the game of life
has its rules.
The game of life has its rules. It's a certain game. It's a certain game.
It's a game for certain.
You know, it's a certain game with certain rules, right? It's like every game, there's the beauty of it, right? Beauty of what makes a game? Rules, right?
So the first rule of this game, you're saying, is it true? Am I right in saying, you said earlier about time and space. Is that the first rules of this game?
The rule of this game is This game is about playing. Enjoyment of playing. This is a plane of limitation, right? As long as we see things separately from each other, right? I mean, if you will not see things separately, there will be no possibility of the game, right? You have to feel you have to superficially develop sense of separation, right? Sense of object. Oh, this is a table, this is a chair, this is another person, right? So, but this is all on the game's level. It's not like that chair actually is there, or that table actually is there, or that person actually is there.
Why is that such a hard pill to swallow? Because you're essentially saying...
Well, it's a hard pill to swallow.
That's all an illusion.
Well, let's look into that. You know, because the game is available to us to play. And that game, if we really play this game, and every human being...
The game of life that we're born into.
Yes, yes. If we don't create... if we don't become gradually disconnected from reality, the game doesn't imply that we have to be disconnected from reality. So we have to lose our childhood, you know, our vibrancy of our youthfulness of a baby or a child, you know. So we have to lose all of it, all the creativity, all the playfulness in order to become adults. That's not what we're born into.
Not what we're born
What
into.
we're born into is to remain being children, remain being playful, and continue living life as an unfolding fairy tale, unfolding miracle and magic. So it's the sense of miraculousness of life.
But that's what we're born into.
Yes.
So we're not born into this mental construct, false identity that makes us
It's a hijack.
To lose our joy through life and
Yes.
just to, you know, get more and more things like resigned and in many cases miserable and depressed.
That's the danger. That's the danger of entering into the realm of concepts. Right?
But what choice do we have? We're born into it.
We are born into it. So we are born into it, and we can go astray. See?
Yeah. We get miserable, and then we create wars, and we create all kinds of misery in our own individual life and on social level.
We can create false self, which we all do, and we go through that process, and then we create a false self on the personal level, and then we create a non-workable social environment because it consists of many false selves, you know. So all life become like a one big false, you know. So that's why we have wars.
Yeah.
What is a war?
Fundamentally, what is war? It's
war?
It's war within us.
Yes.
It's war within
Exactly.
the individual
Yes.
that translates to war within the family,
Yes.
translates to
Yes.
war within town, country, society,
Yes.
global,
Yes.
nation against nation.
A war on a global scale, a war between countries, is an unresolved conflict in each of us. It's unresolved conflict in each of us.
It starts with the person.
Same as, like, say, this tragic school shooting or mass shootings, which we experience on daily basis.
Practically,
you know?
practically, yeah.
And then we hear in the news that police still don't have a motive for that. There's no motive yet established, and they keep repeating the same thing. And then the president goes and visits that place of that massacre, and like how tragic and how
did this happen?
How does this happen?
Our thoughts and prayers go to the families.
Yes,
oh, thank you. You know.
And how this
we don't need
this child turned to be this monster to commit this heinous, horrible
We don't
crime.
need more thoughts and prayers,
How
although
evil.
those are good. We need the fundamental basis for this. Where
and
does
now
this come
we
from?
have this another good word, evil. Evil. Now, evil entered into our life, you know, and disrupted it in such a horrible way.
It seems like it's a good excuse to hang your hat on.
So instead of looking for motives of that child, why wouldn't we start with taking responsibility as a society to see, not to understand why it happened, because you can't. That's not rational. That will never be understood. And that derangement cannot be understood. You know, psychologically you can trace it, but what are you looking at? You're looking psychologically, you are looking at a false self, false identity, you know. The solution of false identity is not of troubles created by false identity. Is not in analyzing false identity, not psychoanalyzing false identity. Is in stepping out of false identity and knowing yourself as true self. And that true self will see clearly what's going on. It will not need explanation of what happened, you know, because it will see. Because what happened...
Have the explanations ever helped?
Yeah,
No.
because what happened is that we don't see that child lost his or her sense of existence, of very existence. It became so disconnected from reality.
It became 100,000% mental construct.
It's like all of us. We lost sense of identity. But in case of that child,
who committed that kind of heinous crime.
It went to such a total extreme that all
Manifested
relationship
itself.
with reality was lost. All sense of relatedness to other people was lost. So when it's all lost,
100,000% manifestation.
then what one to do? I mean, it's not like he or she decided to do it.
No.
It happened now. It happened because that body is that mind that is disconnected from reality is looking to reconnect with reality, to gain back the sense of existence, right?
Oh my God.
And now we are giving it opportunity actually to gain the sense of existence by, after this kind of event happened, we immediately bring all the medias and all the newspapers and immediately every news shows the
all
camera.
attention is on that person and their crime.
Yes, attention on that person.
They got what they wanted.
Exactly.
Their ego, their
and that ego wanted that attention because
that indoctrinated.
That was missing for that ego, recognition of its existence.